There's a moment in Yi Yi where a child asks a question that defines the entire film. And that question is, why can't we see what's behind us? It sounds like he has an overactive imagination, but Edward Young really tells us otherwise as he builds his film Yi Yi around this one single question. Because this film is about a family in Taipei and the lives that they lead. The uncomfortable truth that no matter how closely we look at our lives, we will likely never see the full picture. Usually, when films try to explore these big philosophical ideas, they tend to prioritize scale over everything. They use narration, sweeping cinematography, or characters who speak in grand declarative statements. But Yi tries another approach. Instead, it narrows our field of view. The film focuses on small passing moments, that everyday mundane that we take for granted, those half conversations, that fading relationship, moments that feel intrinsically incomplete. Edward Young builds meaning by collecting these moments across a 3-hour runtime, following almost every family member on their journey all the way till the end. NJ sits in a McDonald's with his son, Yang Yang, after a long day. Ota-san remarks on the meaning of tomorrow. Ting Ting says goodbye to her grandmother. Individually, these moments have their value, but together they form this tapestry of lives being lived all at once. Lives that, thanks to Edward Young, we're able to see in their entirety. You begin to feel what the characters can't fully articulate, a sense that something is missing, that something is just out of frame. That feeling comes from the way Yi Yi controls our perspective. The clues are in its cinematography. Characters are often framed through glass or reflections, or partially blocked by walls and doorways. The camera keeps its distance, eavesdropping. This frames our perspective to give us an objective yet emotional point of view. The film never really tells us how to feel. It never settles on one dominant answer either. It depends entirely on the audience and how we feel when the credits roll. This gives this 3-hour Taiwanese film an intimate place in our psyche. We may relate or we may not, but either way, Yi holds up a mirror like we're watching someone else's life, or maybe a reflection of our own. Edward Young extends this idea through the film's structure. Instead of following a single storyline, Yi moves between different members of this family. Every member is living through their own set of experiences, but their own emotional reality is intrinsically flawed. And at first these stories seem separate, but then something strange starts to happen. They begin to echo one another. The way NJ reconnects with a past love, Ting Ting experiences her first. Different people, different stages of life, but the emotions are almost identical. And the film makes this connection through how it's edited. Scenes tend to overlap. J-cuts bleed sounds from one moment to another. Timelines framed in a way that blurs the boundary between past and present. It's barely noticeable, but it creates this sensation that lives echo themselves over and over, like variations of the same experience. This is where we return to that original question. Why can't we see what's behind us? Because in Yi Yi, what's behind us are the feelings from our experiences. It's other people's perspectives, other versions of our own lives, other moments that mirror our own, happening just out of view, and we don't have access to them, except in one small way. Through a little boy with a camera. After asking his question, he comes up with a solution. He starts taking photos of the backs of people's heads. His reasoning is pretty straightforward, because if people can't see that part of themselves, he'll show it to them. It's a simple gesture, but it really reframes the entire film, because what he's really doing is offering perspective that no one else can see, showing us this fragment of our lives that we never spend any time looking at. And that's exactly what Yi Yi as a film is doing. It's not trying to resolve each storyline or answer every question. In fact, moments of this film feel very deliberately unfinished. Conversations trail off, most things end without any clear resolution, and that's the point. Because life isn't some clean, continuous narrative. It's full of gaps, and meaning comes from recognizing those gaps and deciding if they're worth filling again. There's this line late in the film where NJ reflects on his past. He realizes that even if he had the chance to relive parts of his life, he wouldn't need to, because he understands enough to accept what he saw and what he may never ever see. That's what makes Yi feel pretty overwhelming at the end. In the distance of the camera, the overlap between scenes and the echoes between these lives, it places us, the audience, in that space between understanding and uncertainty that just leaves us there, trying to figure out what we feel or how we feel. So when Yang Yang asks, why can't we see what's behind us, the film doesn't really answer him, and to be honest, I can't either. Instead, it offers a way of accepting that whatever we're seeing, no matter how clear it feels, no matter how complete, is never really the full picture. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video essay, and we will do our best to bring more to you. Yi recently came into Malaysia at a 4K restored version, and it was truly a pleasure to watch this on the big screen in its entire 3-hour glory. We'll be coming out with more short films as well, so please do keep your eyes peeled for that. And once again, thank you so much for supporting the Filmmaker.